with Saieed Ali. We are live here right now. It's the day after Easter in Trinidad and Tobago. Hope you all had a wonderful Easter weekend. Well, we just hope nobody didn't have to face the magistrate this morning for drunk driving, weapons, drugs. So viewers, as we start up our program tonight, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries has issued a statement condemning acts of animal cruelty and urging the public to remain vigilant. On a release, the ministry reminded citizens that cruelty to animals is a criminal offense under the national laws, including the Summary Offense Act and the Animals, Disease and Importation Act. So remember that, viewers, members of the public are being encouraged to report any incidents or information related to animal abuse. Immediately, reports can be made through the ministry toll-free hotline or by contacting the police. So Trinidad and Tobago, remember that cruelty to animal is a serious thing. So viewers, into our current affairs segment now. Double down on her criticism of the procedure utilized by Caricom community. Heads of government to reappoint Dr. Carla Barnett to a second term as Secretary General. In a post to her social media, the PM stated that the process used to reappoint Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett raised serious concerns. She noted that the matter was not included on the official agenda of the 50th meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government in St. Kitts and Nevis, nor formally addressing during preliminary discussions. According to the PM, the issue was instead reportedly discussed during a retreat session that did not include all member states, prompting questions about whether proper procedures under the revised Treaty of Chagaramas were followed. So viewers, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has since submitted formal objection and written to Caricom Chairman Dr. Terence Drew and the Secretary General seeking clarification. The Prime Minister said, Trinidad and Tobago remains committed to Caricom, but insists that transparency and accountability must be upheld. So Trinidad and Tobago, did they do something that we didn't agree? I mean, for Kamla to write them and ask questions about it, which means it's something big, because we are a member of Caricom. Now, selecting a leader, there must be transparency, there must be discussions with all member states, all heads. But to talk about in a retreat where a certain amount of people is gathered, that is something different, my friend. So now, economist Dr. Indira Sijawan have stated that Trinidad and Tobago request for information on the re-election of Carla Barnett as head of Caricom is not unreasonable. I mean, if you're in a retreat, Dr. Keith Rowley and his administration, when they were in power, they went on a retreat. They didn't discuss it with opposition. They didn't discuss it in the public domain. They went on a retreat with his people, his administration, who was invited. They talked about Chinese man, Stuart Young, becoming the next prime minister. That's their retreat. They talk about it privately, not in parliament. And this is where the problem lies now with Caricom. It's supposed to be discussed among all, not in a retreat. So we in Trinidad, Kamala Prasad are asking relevant questions, deserve information. This is her opinion on the regional situation presently unfolding, in which the country is demanding answer about the reappointment. Listen to the Sri Lanka.
There is nothing like a retreat at which a decision like this is made. So the real issue is that a flawed process was used for the reappointment, and therefore the Prime Minister is justified in asking for clarification, because, you know, Caricom itself cannot go against its own guiding laws and regulations in terms of how it acts.
Now, viewers, she emphasized that only the body empowered to re-elect as chair of the Conference of Heads of Government. Now, as its last meeting, however, the matter was not included on the agenda. She therefore advised the proposition that Caricom is failing in its objective as a move of policy and leadership in the region. Listen to this now.
Within the last, over the time of Dr. Barnett, we have not even raised the issue of moving the agenda forward with respect to the single currency. That is what? Two, the issue of free movement of people. You know, I mean, when you look at the EU, they have done it in such a very seamless manner. Yet, within CARICOM, it still remains a difficulty in terms of people movement and free movement of people.
So, viewers, within CARICOM, it still remains a difficult in terms of people movement and free movement of people. The economists urge that Trinidad and Tobago is full within its right to demand answers, even to the extent of withholding its contribution as a means of pressing for accountability. One more time.
CARICOM is very, very much needed. And as a country, Trinidad and Tobago, that spends, as you pointed out, we contribute 22% of the budget of CARICOM. It is realistic for our Prime Minister to demand accountability and to demand transparency and to demand that objectives that are set within CARICOM are in fact met.
You know, it's funny that they went on a street and they discussed about this re-election and not having the body discuss about it. Now, I want you to understand something. Every country contribute a significant figure to CARICOM. I want you to understand that. We contribute a significant figure to CARICOM. So if you didn't know that, tonight you will know that. A significant amount we, Trinbago, contribute. Now, viewers, an election or re-election is a very serious thing, especially concerning the heads of CARICOM. Who decides? Who say we vote in? What are the procedures? What are the do's? What are the don'ts? It's like a general election. Everybody has to know. It's not something where you could talk one side with 10 people and then you come and just tell 20 people, well, hey, you know what? We 10 decide to vote this person back into power. It don't operate like that. It don't operate like that. Behind the door discussion, let me tell you something. That has always have something behind it. Always. Hence the reason why. Now, I want you to understand something. Understand this. For a little while now, Trinidad and Tobago, beef is not the word, but we have always had a little riff. Recently, since the taking of Maduro, I want to let you understand that. Not everybody in Caricom sided with Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. Not everyone. So I believe since that, we had a rift with Caricom. Let's just hope it don't go further than it's supposed to go. Because you never know what could happen. Now, the Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, said this supporting Caricom. But there must be accountability. There must be transparency in any government. In any government, in any world leaders, in any heads, there must be accountability and transparency for the body, for the people, and the supporters. If you can't come clean with these three things, well then something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Which means if you are a body and you can't give accountability, what you hiding? What are you hiding that you can't give accountability or you can't come clean? I mean, something in the mortar beside the pestle, as the old people used to say. But hopefully in the coming weeks, Trinidad and Tobago, the body, the head, the supporters, the countries that contribute to Caricom, hopefully in the coming week, we are going to get some sort of clarity to the questions that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is asking. And let's just hope that other Caribbean bodies or the particular board then give clarity. Because you know somebody say, well, you know, it's not relevant and we can't answer this and we can't answer that and we can't give account for this. We're talking about Caricom. If Caricom cannot give accountability to the supporters, well then who actually are you giving accountability to? Who actually are you giving accountability to? And why Caricom? If you can't give accountability to the people that supporting Caricom and transparency, well then why Caricom? Ask yourself that. And the Prime Minister is not wrong for asking certain type of questions to the board or the body. Because if she finds something moving left, if she will say, you know what, there's no transparency, there's no accountability, we were not informed, I mean, something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully, that will be sorted out in the coming weeks. And once the answer is provided to the Prime Minister, well, you know it will be provided to us. And we'll share it with you. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. Many more news to come.
We'll be right back. Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you, for you, for you, for you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So trying to make just a little insight of Real Talk, the growth of Real Talk financing I want to share with you. Hopefully by the month of June or the end of May, in Panama, we're going to have a office in Panama, Real Talk financing in Panama also, viewers. So, you know, Real Talk financing is just growing. It's just growing. Our investment company is just growing. Presently in Trinidad and Tobago, we have the highest fixed deposit. For those of you who would know that, we have 5% interest up front. No other financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is doing that presently. Only us. So this is why I say, when you hear you want to see the value of your money or the worth of your money, when you make an investment, you want to actually see your hard-earned cash grow. So here at Real Talk Financing, viewers, tell your friends, tell your family, we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that when you come to open a fixed deposit, we will give you your 5 years of interest up front. The only financial institution. And very soon, we recently got our registration for one company in Panama. There's 2 other licenses that we need to acquire. The paperwork is in the Ministry of Finance in Panama government office. By the end of May, or the second week in May, I should say, we will get a second license. And by the end of May, we are going to get our 3rd license for a finance company in Panama. I have 2 top lawyers in Panama who are seen about it. They were recommended to me by friends and even business individuals in Panama. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are going to be stretching our arms, our business in Panama. You know, it's such a great thing to know that you started off humble, and today Real Talk Financing is expanding in other countries. Imagine that, eh? Expanding. We are also going to be linked with other companies across there, supplying, trading, doing other stuff. But I don't want to say much Trinidad and Tobago, because when we reach across there in June, you're going to see how far our arms can stretch. In Panama, it's strictly U.S. There's a country that deals 90% of the money is U.S. currency. So I am proud to say Real Talk Financing will have a branch in Panama. We have gotten 1 registration and a license. I just need 2 more licenses. By the 2nd week in May, we're going to get the 2nd one, and by the 3rd or the 4th week, to close off the month of May, we're going to be fully established in Panama. I know a lot of business people down there, viewers. I just go down there. My kids love to go down there for vacation and for a little runaway, you know, little retreat as we would say, they love to go down there. I've linked with a lot of businessmen down there. It's gonna be great doing business in Panama, a country where only US is being spent. And it will be an upgrade for Real Talk Financing also. We are branching off in a different currency, US dollar. So we're going to see much growth in Panama. I just want to leave you with that there for now. But we are expanding. And this is the reason why I say, viewers, make an investment today. Watch your money grow. 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years on 100,000, it's 25,000 interest. And only at Real Talk Financing, you're getting that. Remember that, viewers. Just now we're going to be supplying Trinidad and Tobago with stuff from Panama. Orders, tours. We're doing it different. Real Talk Financing have decided to go on a different avenue, a different branch, different catalogs of things. So there's a lot will be happening in the lower part of May month in Panama, where we would have another branch. So viewers, we'll give you more updates as we go along. But I just wanted to share that news with you so you would understand that we're not just here in Trinidad, but they have a director, they have a boss, they have a leader, which is me, who has a vision bigger as the world. I want you to understand that. We're spreading out. I just forgot to give the guys them the documents, registration for Panama, but we're expanding. Call a good night.
Saieed, good evening.
Go right ahead, you're live, my friend.
Yeah. So I wanted to clarify it first with you. I have an issue with a financial institution, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we bought a vehicle from the bank, right? Only to know that a year after, the bank has stopped the insurance. You know, when you take a loan that you should be insured.
Okay. Let me I understand where we're going, but let me take it one step at a time. You took a loan in the bank to acquire a vehicle from a company.
Right.
Nice. So, well, yes, I understand that when you take a loan through the bank, you have to have a full comprehensive insurance in order to get a vehicle, to insure the vehicle from a car company or something.
Right, but this insurance is the bank insurance securing the loan.
Yes.
So now the bank, without my knowledge.
I'm listening.
Right, so the bank, without my knowledge now, they had stopped the insurance on the loan. So when I go to them now, I came by the information and I went to them. The bank now is beating me around the bush and telling me here, there, and everywhere. And I'm asking the bank, what would be my position if something should happen to me in relation to this loan? Because there is no insurance on the loan right now.
Yes,
and
now.
I know you're a man who will air these issues for the poor man on the street.
Now, caller, every time every individual go to a bank to take a loan, they insure you together with the loan. So in case you should die before that time is being paid, I believe the insurance company will cover off the loan. But I believe every monthly installment is make a contribution to the insurance. So they stopped it?
They stopped it. And it only came to my information because somebody from the bank called me in relation to getting my credit card secured with this insurance thing. And then only the lady is telling me from the bank in Cuba, she's saying, well, I see that you stopped the insurance on your loan. I said, but how could I stop the insurance on the loan? Saieed, and the bank, when I go there in the floor manager, they are just laughing and beating me around the bush. They referred me, I bought my vehicle from there's our loans officers at them places that be selling the vehicle. So I didn't really walk into the bank. The girl did everything, and they're referring me back to this girl, and this is a year ago.
Wow, so they just cut that off immediately?
Saieed Ali, excuse?
So they just stop securing your loan under the insurance?
Exactly.
So if something happens to you now, what will be your situation or the family situation?
They are coming for the vehicle.
Wee boy.
And this is what happened in this countryside. The small man does, and I'm asking, let me speak to a supervisor, and I'm not given the opportunity to speak to a supervisor. How could you stop an insurance on a loan?
What did the supervisor relate back to you?
I didn't get the opportunity to talk to the supervisor, you know, the floor manager in the bank.
Yes.
That is the person who I just spoke to. She folds her hand. The girl put on the information. She's telling me that we have sent your information back to the person at Toyota Motor, where the loans officer at Toyota. I said, how could you send it there? I'm here in the bank.
That's madness.
That is madness completely, and I don't have an option to speak to a supervisor in the bank, and this is what the financial institutions are doing to the poor man.
Wait, boy, that's real madness. That is. Now, I'll tell you something, eh? We should talk to the branch manager.
I'm not getting an option. You know, with this new
forget the supervisor.
Banking system.
Forget the supervisor. Ask to talk to the branch manager and have them sort out the problem for you. Because if you're going to talk to the supervisor, from the supervisor to the loan officer, let me tell you something. You'll only get back and forth right there.
And that's what's happening right now.
You will get that. Ask to speak to the branch manager to rectify your problem. Because if today, tomorrow, God forbid, something happens to you, they will just come back and take everything. Your family will good.
There you go, my brother. And what I'm saying is this, had they called me in relation to getting my insurance for credit card, I would not have known that insurance was stopped.
Wait, thank God, God puts it in a way that somebody called you out, yes?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Saeed is a sad state.
That's madness, boy.
Because it might have other people who are going through this.
Yes,
and
yes.
Unaware.
So what you just did.
This financial institution. Thank you very much for your time, my brother.
Thank you, my friend, and thank you for making that information available to the public. So Trinidad and Tobago, I will tell you this now. If you have a loan that is being paid to a financial institution, go and check for yourself to make sure that your insurance didn't stop, because all commercial banks, when you take a loan, they insure you. Every month, I believe, you make a contribution. When you pay your loan, I believe part of that loan payment goes to the insurance. Trinidad and Tobago, if you're paying a loan in a commercial bank, go and inquire, because if something were to happen to that gentleman, what is going to happen to his family? They would leave them where in a sea to sink. If you take a loan for a house and they stop your insurance, if something would happen to you now and you can't pay, what's going to happen? Trinidad and Tobago, go and check on your loan. Make sure you are still insured. And if they decided to cut it, call in 238-6716 and highlight the matters, and probably some lawyer will hear about it and contact you, hopefully. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, your live, my dear.
Nice program tonight. I'm learning something from that.
Yes.
Now, I want to say the cyclist who died, I find they should check the tires and the spokes on the tires. Check it. That is what I find they should do to see what caused the accident now.
I understand what you're saying.
That is my little contribution. Check the tires, check everything in the bike, because, oh God, it's so sad.
Yeah, it's
lost
sad,
a cyclist. It's very sad.
Thank you, my friend. I believe they are investigating the matter. You know, it's sad, to see something like happen. Wow. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed. You're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Congratulations on your expansion of your business in Panama and to other countries.
Financial institution in Panama. Thank you, my friend.
And I want to advise the caller there who are having problems at the bank. And the citizens of this country who are having problems at banks with their finance. You don't know where to go. Go to Real Talk Finance and Credit Union. There's where you have to go. Where you treat people like family. Look at what you are doing for this country and this nation. It's Real Talk. You all have to go. So the gentleman, close off your loan there and tell all your family when they want money, go to Real Talk, where you will be treated with dignity and respect.
Correct.
And as a citizen of this country. Okay, my friend, and to the citizen of this country. Anyway, Mr. Saeed, you is a great soul with a great program. And I want the citizen of this country to know the 21st of last month was International Day for Discrimination Against Discrimination based on race, racial discrimination, discrimination across the board.
Correct.
And your program contributed significantly to this. It was never highlighted in this country as how it was highlighted on the 21st and after. And I want the political discriminators in this country, especially the red dangerous that have this country where it is today, where you look, you can't see a reflection of the national anthem, every creed and race find an equal place. Listen, go back and look at what former Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, said, and the present Secretary General of the United Nations said about discrimination, racial discrimination that exists in this country. You all could be jailed. You all could be jailed. And if I had money, I'd take you all before the United Nations and have you all jailed for practicing racial discrimination in this country. And for the first time in this country, Mr. Sai, you must be proud of this program. You are blessed to have it. For the first time ever in this country, racism was spoken openly about is on your program. And then it started. You had Mr. Abdullah and other people coming slowly. And today it is openly spoken about wherever you go. Blessings to you and your program and your staff. And God will richly bless you and your family, Mr. Sai. Keep up the great work you're doing, my brother.
Thank you, my friend. And it's something I just always say. Trinidad and Tobago have different race and religion. And why are we fighting among ourselves? Why? Some might drive a better car than some. Some might live in a bigger house than some. God wouldn't bless everybody the same way. There must be garbage collectors. There must be people who clean in the road. There must be taxi drivers. The world evolves. And it is all up to the individual to evolve. Not every day you would want to come out and dig drain. No, someday you're going to say, you know what? I am having enough of this. I'm going to learn something different. A skill, a trade, a new course, some new education. And you're going to climb the ladder. I'm going to tell you something. We have different race and religion here. And why are we fighting? Why? You want to know when we unite? You see, from Carnival Friday to Ash Wednesday, that is the only time you see all the race and religion coming together to party to a man who's singing on a mic through about 40 speaker box. The red, the white, the green, the yellow, the Indian, the African, the Douglas, the Chinese, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the Venezuelan, the Colombian, the Korean, the English. Everybody dancing in the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is the only time we unite. The only time. You know why? Everybody on these streets. If you and your neighbor had a big cuss out, Carnival too, all on the streets knocking glass. Which is good. You forget the beef. Which is good. And I always say that, why are we fighting among ourselves? Why? Recently, I saw Alexander begging an article, begging the people to work with the police. Alexander, that was his statement, begging the people to work with the police. All well and good. The police need information from the public, as well as the public want to be treated like human beings when they give information to the police. So let me ask you something. If the police is the rice grain, and the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago is the meat, would you eat meat by itself? Or would you eat rice by itself? If you mix the two together and you will get a blend to solve a problem. So why is it now the police can't come to the citizen with respect, and in return the citizen will show respect back for the police? Why can't we have that? We have about 6,000 or 7,000 police officers in Trinidad and Tobago. And we have some of them like gorillas. No training. So I ask myself, if these gorillas have their family being treated the way they treat people, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Now I understand when you hear you have to go on a raid in a community, I understand you're going on a raid because of tip-off, because of information, because of vital a vital source gave you information that led the TTPS to organize a raid on a certain house. I understand that. But when you hear a citizen protesting, you want to come out and tear gas a citizen. You want to come out and batter down a citizen. Like what was happening under the PNM administration. You can't do that. When you're done batter a citizen now, you as the police officer want to go back to that same citizen now for information. It don't work like that. And this is where we reach. The citizen can't trust the police. And the police, they care about the citizen. So what Alexander need to do, Gary Griffith started this. Gary Griffith used to tell police officers, if all you're driving a police vehicle and all you mash it up, all you had to pay for it. Because that individual who committed a reckless driving act, in order for that police vehicle to mash up, he didn't take a loan to buy it. You know who pay for it? The tax-paying citizens of Trinidad and Tobago pay to buy that police vehicle. Gary was putting that into place. Gary was also going to polygraph test frontline police officers. And they kicked against it. Now we are hearing police officers in racket. Demonstration right in Shogun's station here. Drugs missing from inside the police station. Who else take it? Outside that car go inside the station. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So when the police need information, where are they going to? The public. And that is something I just always say, if you go into TTPS to become a bully, trust me, somebody go bully you and you ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna like it. There's a saying, do so ain't like, so what goes around comes around. You know what brings our community together close? That the community could trust the police? Trust, communication, working together, having reunion in the community. And I always say that will bring the community together. All this big SOE, we didn't need that. How much murder is taking place? Housebreaking is still taking place. Vehicle larceny is still taking place. Rape, murder is still continuing. Nothing stop. I heard the DCP giving out a statement. Even though the SOE is going on, we are still reaping the rewards, even though murder is taking place. What reward are you reaping in murder taking place? And at the end of the SOE, you hold 50 people go free. A few months, you hear 50 people want to sue the government. Why? Nobody knows. Only TTPS knows. And it's a sad thing, It's a sad thing, but it is actually going on. It is actually going on. But nevertheless, back to our news. A bill for the Trinidad and Tobago to work with the United States for more effective border security is expected to be presented to the Parliament on Friday. So are we going to pay the US now? The bill is expected to become one of the major tools, particularly concerning transnational crime, according to government House of Representative leader Barry Padarat. Padarat was asked about Prime Minister's recent announcement about working with the US to roll out border security measures. Trinidad and Tobago, let's listen to this.
The House will meet and we will deliberate on that bill. That bill will bring into effect a greater degree of border security and management for Trinidad and Tobago. We have often been speaking about Trinidad and Tobago's porous borders and the exchange of information or lack thereof with other countries. This will be one of the major tools now in our arsenal, particularly with respect to transnational crime. And therefore, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Ministers of Homeland Security and Defense are expected to also participate in that debate that will also elucidate in terms of what the expected benefits are.
So listen to Trinidad and Tobago. Padarat said, the Minister of Foreign and Caricom Affairs, Sean Sober, the Defense Minister, Wayne Sturge, and Homeland Security Minister, Roger Alexander, are expected to participate in a debate on the bill, and this will deal with the expected benefits. Listen to this.
But you have seen it work in so many other jurisdictions. I think Trinidad and Tobago is a bit on the back foot, not out of this government's doing, but this is an issue that we have been raising for quite a while we served in opposition. And therefore, I think this is one of those tools that we can utilize in the fight against crime in a more forceful way, particularly the issue of transnational crime, in terms of our partnership with several other nations, inclusive of the United States and the United Kingdom, where the focus has been on for quite a while.
So Trinidad and Tobago, are we going to pay? This is a big question, you know. Are we going to pay the United States for border protection? This is a big question. So, viewers, I will be paying close attention to this debate. And I would like to know if we have to pay for our service, how much is it going to cost us in USD? It won't be TNT dollar, you know. No, it wouldn't be we dollar that have no value. It's going to be paid in US currency if we have to pay them. And where are we going to get that money from? Because of the fact that there are thousands of unemployment, there is no growth in the country. How is this going to benefit our country? While we have Coast Guard, while we have radar system, while we have a response team, while we have the army sitting down, while we have the police, hey, Trinidad and Tobago, I will be paying close attention to this, and I'm going to give you more update, particularly on this, if we have to pay for a service while our country suffers to grow. We are going for a short commercial break, viewers, but stay locked on. When we come back, we're going to find out the kind of food the U.S. donate to 8,640 individuals in Trinidad when we return.
We'll be right back.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So like I said, Trinidad and Tobago very soon, by the end of May, beginning of June, Real Talk Financing will be in Panama. Strictly US currency. It is a growth for our company, viewers. It is a growth. And tonight I am very, very, and indeed happy about it. So now we started off in Trinidad, branch out in Guyana, now we are branching out in Panama. US currency. That's not what I'll be supplying you all with US currency. Nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, I am just happy tonight. My team is happy that things are settling in Panama. By June month, we'll be opening our new branch there, Real Talk Financing. The very same business we are doing in Trinidad is the very same business we are going to be doing in Panama. We have already gotten certain registration. It's just 2 licenses I need to get again. And by the end of May, we're going to have that 3 licenses in our hand through the government of Panama to make sure that we are legit in Panama. So Trinidad and Tobago, it is our growth. It is our growth. And like I said, we are the only financial institution in this country that is paying interest up front. And we are going to introduce the same thing in Panama. Introduce the same thing, the very same method, the same upfront interest to individuals, and we're going to grow. We are going to grow. That is a great blessing that the good Lord have decided to bless me and my company with. So viewers, very soon we'll be in Panama. Just about 35 days again for beginning of June. About 6 weeks, more or less, and we'll be good, yeah. So viewers, the United States government, through the United States Embassy in Port of Spain, and the U.S. Southern Command, which is Southcom, donated 8,640 meals ready to eat, MRES, to the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. The donation of 15 pallets of MRES, totaling 8,640 individual meals, is valued at is valued at 130,000 US. Each MRE means meal ready to eat is a complete meal, including protein, carbohydrate, a snack, a coffee, a tea, and a sweet. So while reading this, at some point in time, I think to myself, is the government of Trinidad and Tobago Security Department lacking funds to buy food for our defense force? I mean, oh gosh, man. For a minute there, I thought we was in Somalia. For a minute there, I thought we was in desert in Saudi Arabia. The rations virtually do not expire, making them especially useful to support troops on deployment, like if the troops is deployed to go anyway, or to provide the first responders responding to a natural disaster. What about the ODPM? You make nothing? Natural disaster is ODPM. Trinidad and Tobago, is this an embarrassment to us? I'm asking a question. I'm just asking a question. The donation builds on the long-standing bilateral relationship between the United States and Trinidad and Tobago. The MRES will allow the TTDF to operate in a field of extended period and more effectively countering threats by cartels and foreign terrorist organizations, therefore making the citizens of the United States of America and Trinidad and Tobago safer. So you donate. I'm going to take a breath, Trinidad and Tobago. And a little cough. Maybe I should sip a little tea. You donate 8,640 meals. How much army officials do we have in the army? TTDF, Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. They spoke to no other persons but Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. So I ask myself, if we are being made a pappy show. Recently, in a press statement, after the extraction of Maduro from his country, and whatever all talks they would have had, I can't remember if it's the Express or the Guardian or the Newsday. It goes something like this. All tankers were passing Trinidad and Tobago straight and going up to the Caribbean. So what happened to all tankers coming to Trinidad and Tobago to give us oil? Are we being made a pappy show on an international level? This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. You see, some people might be afraid to speak out. Am I afraid? No, I am not. My job is to report. I am not biased. I am not one-sided. I don't pick political party. I am neutral. We talk about the good and the bad. We talk about the do's and the don'ts. We talk about what a party is supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. We talk about the present party, we talk about the opposition. And some people might get harassed for that now, because, Saieed, we can't zip your mouth, we can't get you to talk about one thing, because you're a man in finance, you know about money. Come good. So 8,640 meals. So we want to know now how much of this now was carried home privately. You know, they say in the hospital at one point in time, trees and things used to go missing. Until they placed security by the entrance and the exit to check car trunks and things. I believe that was happening in Mount Hope. To check car trunks to make sure no trees and cutleries and things didn't leave the kitchen of the hospital. So if this food is not expiring, how much probably went home by now? This is a reality question I am asking this. You know why? Because we had a situation where food were being taken from the hospital kitchen in car trunks. That was big headline. There you go. I have about 10 seconds again on air. I just want to say it's been a pleasure coming here, for 9 years and giving you the truth, the whole truth and nothing else but the truth, explaining certain things to you, the do's, the don'ts. This program has been a hit in Trinidad and Tobago. We remain the #1 current affairs program in this country, and we are going to continue doing that. So viewers, I am Saieed Ali. This is Real Talk. Until then, have a safe night until we meet again.